Ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. CJ Ike, they ain't no longer about. They ain't no longer about. They ain't no longer about. CJ Ike, they ain't no longer about. Know that they ride or die. Know that they ride or die. I keep wave on my seat. Know that they ride or die. I keep wave on my seat. We hustle, but the night. Wave on my seat. Know that they ride or die.
Good morning, cousin. I am Uncle Mike, your favorite gamers. Oh, and favorite YouTubers. Favorite uncle. And yeah, welcome to January 29th, 2023. That right there in itself is amazing that we are already almost done with the first month of 2023. Again, absolutely amazing. You know what else is amazing? You are. Thumbs up because you are amazing. I'm just like saying amazing. But we are going to get into Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We're going to do a little flight today. I'll talk all about it. But as usual, know that I am running a contest. Still trying to get to that elusive 500 subscribers. But this year I want to get to 1,000 subscribers. But I'm running a contest at 500 subscribers. You can go down the description and check out all of the details about that contest. Again, down in the description. Also, hit that like button if you do. Subscribe if you haven't. Hope to see you again in a future live stream, because I do live stream typically Sunday mornings. It's coffee time, so for the intro here, you give yourself some time. Maybe go make yourself some coffee. But yeah, comment, share, do all that cool stuff that you know that you can do. Because why? Because you are amazing. And with that, I shall say, let's game on. So I am sitting here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 on the Xbox Series X. So if you are interested in airplanes, aviation, aerospace, flight sim, Xbox, all that kind of stuff, it is on Game Pass. But I am sitting here at New Scenery, which is in Carlsbad, California, which is the McClellan Palomar. I don't know. I could come over here to Sky Vector and say that this is Kilo Charlie Romeo Quebec. So out here in Carlsbad, California. I am in drone mode. I do have a live scenery on and live weather. So like that airplane right there on runway 24 is another human player. But yeah, so looks pretty good here, the scenery. I will say sometimes these sceneries seem to be real, put a real strain on the old Xbox Series X. But with that, let's go ahead and just fly down here. And we are going to be in the Vision Jet today, November 3/6. Uniform. So here is my livery of the Cirrus Vision Jet. We're going to get started. We're going to do a cold start here this morning. We're going to get this thing started up, warmed up, and then we are heading to West Grand Canyon, which is east of Las Vegas, and we're going to kind of take a scenic route on the way. We're going to go ahead and fly up over Southern California, go over one of my favorite airports, which is Victorville, and the Southern Logistics Airport. I like that scenery that's out there, which is out there just south of Edwards Air Force Base. And then we're actually going to fly over Las Vegas and then in to the east into West Grand Canyon Airport, which is also new scenery for me, so we'll check that out too. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into the cockpit here. Again, cold start this morning, and so yeah, let's come back over here and let's close up the doors. Not really sure how to do this. Probably right there, the door handle. Imagine that. I gotta activate it and then action. Oh, I didn't mean to reset the view, but there it goes. And there we go. We are all locked up, loaded, green on the door. Everything is looking good right there. Let me go back over here so I'll make sure that if there's any chatters, don't miss them. All right. And so, yeah, with that, let's go ahead and bring up the checklist. Oh, there's no checklist. All right, so let's go ahead and do it ourselves here. So let's go ahead and get some batteries on. We'll go ahead and turn the batteries on, let everything warm up here. Come over here, and this says press rightmost soft key. And I don't think I need to do that, so there we go. You can see I have preloaded in a flight plan and all that. So, oh, there goes that other human player. Taking off there. Have a good flight. All right. And we can go ahead and do all the tests here for this aircraft. Let's go ahead and run through all the tests here. All right, so we got all that. We got nothing in there. So, uh-oh, didn't mean to do that. All right, well, that's cool. So one thing oh no. Okay. Oh, okay, there we go. Woo! So you can actually, I don't know if it works. I set up an account, but I don't know if you can link it so you can actually get like the charts. That's what all that was about right there. So, all right, so we're gonna back up there. Back up there. System tests. Let's go ahead and do
higher, 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 higher. Stall, stall, stall.
all right. Think we're good there. Check, check. Fuel. Looks like we're good. There we go. Good there. Fuel. Yep. Check. Scroll down here. Weight and balance. Pilot. I don't think we don't have any passenger or anything like that, so we're good there. We're just us. It's just us this morning. Everything is looking good, so I'm going to go ahead and accept all that, and there we go. So we're looking good there. Looking good in the neighborhood. Now, we do have checklists in the airplane. So before engine checklist, there we go. All right, pre-flight is good. Door is latched. Parking brake. Let's check the parking brake here. Yep, parking brake is set. We got the annunciator there, so that's all looking good. Battery 1 and 2 are on. We come up here so you can see them. We already put battery 1 and 2 on, so we can do all that. Generator 1 and 2 are coming on. That is check, check. And we're coming back over here. External GPU. We do not need that. So verify that FedEx is up there, and you can see we're in channel A. Everything is looking good right there in the neighborhood. We got that going on too. So well, this is not touchscreen, so we can come here, but it's pretty cool because right here is the checklist, so you can actually scroll down and then you can actually click it to go on the next one. All right, let's put on some lights because we are actually operating the aircraft here. So strobe comes on. All right, cast members, we got parking brake is on, thrust lever is, let's just go ahead and confirm here that we are idle. There we go. We are idle. I use the controller. I am stick and trigger pilot right here. So, all right, brakes are on. All right, control knob. Let's just go ahead and check this. Control knob will go to run. We'll check to make sure that the fuel pumps are actually come on. Then we'll actually verify that engine start, battery temp, and every bolts look good. All right, so we've got right there's what we're looking for. Engine button. We will press the engine button, engine instruments, and we are going to monitor. So, all right. All right, so we're going to come over here. This doesn't have great performance, but it is a lot of fun to fly. So, all right, so we're going to come over here and we're going to turn this to run. I hear the pump come on. I've got the CAS go ahead message. It says the fuel pump is on, and we've got good volts, and so everything's looking good there. And now we are ready to press start. There we go. There we go. Looking good. ITT's looking good. Watch that hot start. And one's coming up. Just sip my coffee here. All right, everything's stabilized, looking good. Let's go ahead and scroll on down through our checklist here. All right. All right, engine information system and everything is looking good. IPS looks good. We will come over here and fan control will turn to auto. A little cold out. We're gonna go ahead and turn up some heat there. The old environmental control. Don't need that. All right, oxygen master switch. So we will confirm that that is on. Hear it come on right there. All right, pitot heat comes on. Looking good there. Go ahead and turn on. Fresh air comes on. And right now, I don't think we're going to need much de-icing or anything like that right now, but we'll check those temperatures as we climb out here out of Carlsbad, California. All right, everything's looking good, looking good. Bleed switch is... Fresh air is on. Everything's looking good. So yeah, we're ready to rock and roll. I'm not really sure how to get the checklist off of here. Wonder... Wait, there's something. Oh man, I can't remember. There was some way I could change the. There it is. How you change the. So, all right. So let's go ahead and change some of this. Track is coming up. All right. Map detail. Traffic is coming on. I don't think I need terrain. Inset, no. Airways are all on. Land, all is on. All right. Some other stuff here. I want our track vector to be on. For 1 minute out, wind vector comes on, fuel range comes on, and range to altitude. All that stuff will come on, so we have that over here. Now, how do I get rid of the checklist? How do we think we get rid of the checklist? If I hit this, there's a button full. Aha! Right there, it says full. All right, we can, if we wanted to, we could dial up and listen to ATIS. So I will go ahead and do that here. So let's bring up ATC, and now let's go ahead and bring up the weather. So wind is 119 at 6. Visibility, I'm not going to use ATC voice. I'm not going to use ATC. We're going to do this flight all on our own and all that. Visibility is 10. To see, we can see we've got some sky condition. Maybe just switched over. 1500 Zulu, wind 119 at 6. Visibility is 10. Sky conditions is where we should have some sky conditions. All right, we got a few clouds. At 3,100 feet, so let's go ahead and make sure the altimeter is set. Ceiling, okay, so we're going to buzz through some clouds and we got some ceiling at 4,600 feet. But we're actually going all the way up to flight level 280, 28,000 feet. 28,000 feet is what we're going to do our flight today. So we get a nice view. Temperature 11. Dew point 10, so very close to the dew point here. It's probably why they got some weather. Altimeter we've already set at 2994, correct. 2994. And it looks like they were using ILS runway. This actually keeps jumping. Not really sure why that keeps happening. Never really know with Microsoft Flight Simulator. But we know that the wind is 119 at 6. So right now we're going to be taking off to the east. Right now we are pointing to the west. So it makes it fairly easy to know which runway, because there's just a single runway here. So, all right. And yeah, with that, let's go ahead and start our taxi. Let's head up here. But one thing that we can do is we can come over here and put on the headphones and turn on the active noise canceling, which is really kind of neat idea what they do in here. So now the headphones are gone, you can hear that now we've got noise canceling actually in the sim, which is kind of cool. So we've got this beautiful aircraft here, the Vision Jet. So like I said, not the best performance of the airplane out here, but it sure is a lot of fun. So all right, so with that, let's go ahead and turn on landing lights, come on, and let's start our taxi. So bought some serious noodles doing there. Don't remember that being so sensitive, but I knocked over some coffees in the back of the plane there. Maybe it's because I haven't flown a lot here. It's been 2 weeks since we live streamed and done a flight and all that kind of stuff. Been traveling in real life for business. Alright, so we're on the taxi roll here. So we can come up with checklists again. So let's go ahead here and normal takeoff, brakes, thrust lever, rotate, flaps, up. Okay, so let's back up here. Bring up checklists. Go before takeoff. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And look up every once in a while there, Uncle Mike. All right. We'll get down to the runway here. We'll go ahead. So I don't run off the runway again, or almost run off the runway. Let's go ahead and just focus on the taxi here. Taking a look at this scenery. Really well done scenery. It really feels alive and immersive and all that, with all of the static traffic and stuff like that. Got some Gulf Streams, got some Tri-Stars, looks like. More Gulf Streams, some Challenger. Got some other GA down here at the end. Alright, looks like we might have some time here. Let's go and check this out here. So, landing lights, we got those already on. Pitot heat is already on. Everything is looking good. Cast muster checks, trim, flaps at 50%. All right, so we need to go ahead. We need to work on. I'll put down flaps. Flaps coming down, as indicated. Green light 50%, and trim's coming up. You can see that changing there on the dash. 3%, 4, 5, and then there's 6. Trim is set. Is looking good. Have a right crosswind this morning. Got some nice GA over here, some RV, some other Cirrus, Cessna 172s. All right, looking good. So as you can see by our flight plan, what we're going to need to be doing here is we're going to be taking off, and then we're basically going to do like a left downwind departure here in the Cirrus Vision Jet this morning. And let's go ahead and So here we are, runway 6. So yeah, so we're gonna basically be taking off. We're gonna rotate at 90 knots. We got this right crosswind. Oh, we got some traffic out there. That's right there. We're gonna be taking off. We're gonna be doing a left downwind departure, and then we'll start our flight plan. You can see our flight plan here is taking us up the California coast, north of Newport Beach, and that's where we'll turn inland toward Victorville. We'll keep that all up. So right now we've got a range, I'm not even sure, 25 miles there. You got a ring right there, so everything is looking good. Again, I am not going to be using ATC, so it looks clear there. Looks clear there. Let's get going. Take our little ride here in our biz jet, the Cirrus Vision Jet. Hear all the button pressing and everything that I'm doing. Go ahead and line up and wait here. All right, so go ahead and do a real quick briefing also. So anything less than V1, which is going to be for us 75 knots, we're going to do hard braking. We're going to come right back here. If we get past through V1 and rotate and we get in the air, we're actually going to come back here also because there's a service center here. So we are going to go ahead and come right back here. Remember, we are going to be doing a left downwind departure here before we pick up then and get on course in our flight plan. So with that, I say, let's game on. Let's rock and roll. All right. Power's coming in. Everything is looking good. Those noise canceling headphones are pretty cool, huh? 60 knots. And rotate. Indicate positive rate. Gears coming up. Let's go and watch that. Here is coming up. Looking good. And flaps coming up. We can watch that too. Flaps are up. We are now clean. We're no longer dirty. We're clean. Everything is looking good. Trim, trim, trim. Nice takeoff there. Nice takeoff. I am completely on the stick and trigger here. We are flying this ourselves. So we are. There's a marker indication there. Let's go ahead and just start a pattern here. Remember, we're going to do a left downwind departure. We got to go out over the coast. That's where we'll pick up and get onto our flight plan here. About to bust in the clouds, so we're about to go IMC here. Everything is looking good. Everything is in the green. Power looks good. Speed looks good. Everything is looking real nice. I am still flying this on the sticks. And there is Carlsbad down there. So we are now left downwind. Going to go ahead and do a little trim, trim, trim. As Blanco Lirio will say, trim, trim, trim. As we climb up here into at about, what was it? About 3,600 feet was broken. 4,600 feet was overcast. So now we are just going to head on out and get our first waypoint out here over the water. Let's go and take a look. Look at that bird. That is sweet looking. And there is the beautiful scenery that they've created there for Carlsbad. It's McClellan Palomar Airport. Yeah, everything is looking good here. We're just about to getting a little bit of weather here. So we'll just continue to climb out. Heading out here to Gwyn, it looks like. It looks like Gwyn, the first waypoint. And here we go. So IMC now. I am just looking here. I'm still flying. Still flying with stick and trigger. I have not turned on the autopilot or anything yet. I'll probably go ahead and fly this maybe until we bust out of the clouds or so. Everything is looking good. Everything is looking good on the old engine information system. Everything's looking good with the vehicle. Speed looks good. Climb rate looks good. Like I said, I'm actually just looking down here at the engine instruments as we are climbing out over the water. It's like we're coming out of the clouds a little bit. Little trim. Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. Look at this coming out of the cloud. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that is spectacular. We are just now, I am heading to our first waypoint, Gwyn, here on our IFR flight plan. Heading out. We're going to climb up to 28,000 feet for our flight today. Just look at this. Look at this. Oh, I'm going to get a screenshot of that. Like I said, this Cirrus jet does not have any really good performance, but it sure is a fun plane to fly in, and it is so comfortable. So we are just looking good here as we just climb on up. About to pass through 10,000 feet. So welcome to about 2 miles up, people. There we go. 2 miles up here, November 26th. Uncle Mike. I know. It's uniform Mike, but hey, come on. Just climbing on up here. Get up here where this little turbine gets more efficient. All right, so with that, we can probably go ahead and start to set up our autopilot. So heading bug, go ahead and center the heading bug there. Let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put on vertical speed mode. I'll go ahead and go on heading mode, and now I'm going to turn on the autopilot. Why is that? Oh, because it's set for, it doesn't hold it. Oh, that's why, okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead. Well, that's a good autopilot check right there. So I'm going to go ahead now and vertical speed. Don't know why it went to 0, but I'm going to go to, we got coffee and stuff in the back. So let's go ahead and just do 1,000 feet per minute here. Yeah, we'll do 1,000 feet per minute. So before I turn on the autopilot, I'm going to go ahead and kind of settle it down here just a little bit myself. Try to at least. And there we go. Autopilot is on. Heading mode is set. We are still climbing out here to Gwyn, our first waypoint. At which point then we can go ahead and go into nav mode. We can actually go into nav mode now. So I'm going to go ahead and click nav mode. And there we go. I might do a little bit to the left just to get that needle centered. But here we are. We are now heading out on our flight plan. And so basically we're now going to Padres. We're going to be flying that needle. If we come over here and take a look at what we're doing, so you can see we're going to be making a turn here. Cool thing is that we should have a real nice tailwind out once we go up the coast here of California to the right. And once we start heading east, we should have a nice tailwind, really get some good ground speed going, really kick it. So, all right, everything is looking good. It's very interesting if you look at, like the sim, as you learn, as we go up in altitude, the thrust drops considerably. So you can actually see here as the thrust goes down as we climb up. So I will be monitoring that. We can also come over here and we can go ahead and set click through. I should have set that beforehand. We'll set 28,000. go ahead and turn on vertical speed mode again and reset our 1,000 feet per minute climb. And there we go. And up we go. Look at that. Again, it is amazing. It's going to say, it's amazing. Now this is Xbox. It's on Game Pass. Yes, this is the scenery and this aircraft are payware, but it's still pretty amazing. So, all right. So since we're up here now, everything is auto. Our little friendly German co-pilot is taking over here. Then let's go ahead and see what we need to do. Let's go ahead and check everything. I don't need any de-icing. We can turn off the landing lights. That looks good. Everything else stays on. And we can just come over here and just check a few things. I can put on the auto throttles, but I am going to go ahead and manage that myself. Temperature is all looking good. Might be getting just a little cold in here, so let's go ahead and turn up the temperature just a wee bit. So, of course, that doesn't do anything. It's just for role-playing and immersion and all that kind of stuff. But everything else is looking good. So, we can if we want. Let's go ahead and speed bugs. We can go ahead for landing. We can turn all those on so those show up now. Just as we're flying up here, minimums, traffic map, everything. There is the traffic map, so that's pretty cool. Here is auto now, making us our turn at Gwyn to head up to Padres. So making the turn. It's really kind of hard the way I have it to see our vector on there. So what I'm going to do is we're going to come back here and under map settings and other, I'm going to go ahead and change that to 5 minutes. Now you can see, I don't think it actually calculates out, but now you have a line basically that kind of, sees where we're at. You can actually also see the climb that we're doing. Everything is looking good here as we just climb up out over the Pacific Ocean, out over California. So once we get up here to cruise and we get really, really going, maybe about 90 minutes or so in flight for this as we go. But everything is looking good. I can actually come over here if I want to, and I can. We can do a flight level change. So I'm going to go ahead and you can see that bug that comes up. So I'm going to set that bug to 200 knots, and I'm going to activate flight level change. So now what's going to happen is the plane's going to fly with this throttle setting and maintain 200 knots, and basically then give us our vertical climb that matches that. So now you can see that the plane has pitched up to get to 200 knots, and now we've got a 1,500 foot per minute climb or so. So that way, I'm not telling the autopilot to really maintain a climb. I'm telling it to maintain the speed and give me the climb that I get. So, but here we are passing through almost 1,800. So there we go. Let's go standard barometer, standard altimeter at 29.92 since we're passing through 18,000 feet, and everything is looking real good here. It's really kind of interesting to have the noise canceling on here in the aircraft. Obviously, if I go out to the external view, now we can actually hear the airplane. But it's pretty cool that inside here they actually have noise canceling built into the airplane. You put on the headphones. So yeah, so the vector doesn't look like it calculates out 5 minutes. There is our climb. This is then basically kind of where we're pointing, but so that kind of gives you a little bit of a help there. It looks like we got a bunch of I'm going to clean up that map. So let's see if we can clean up that map. So aviation, what do we want? Airways, yes. Airports, yes. VOR. I don't think we need interception. I don't think we need NDBs. See what happens. VORs and airports. Yeah, I'm not really sure what everything else is on there. It's probably, that's what it is. So let's get rid of roads, cities, and states. There we go. So now let's go and turn on airports and VORs. That way, in case we need them. So everything else is then looking looking really good. So we'll put on traffic. So now we got traffic insert, and we got it on the big map over there. So it does have live traffic. So, you know, here you can see right there, you can see traffic out here in front of us. Probably gonna see more as we get closer to LAX and up here. It looks like we got a 37 knot. 37 knot wind there. You can see it right here on the multifunctional display. So once we make this turn here, we should really pick up a big ground speed, because right now our ground speed is where's the ground speed? There it is. So right now our ground speed is 270 knots. So we should be well over 300 knots once we make that turn. So, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and center the heading bug. And this is what I like about one, when I actually was flying. Two, this is what I like about flying in Microsoft Flight Sim. And then three, why I like flying Microsoft Flight Sim and live streaming it, is because we're sitting here, we're in an airplane, but now we can actually just kind of talk, because now we're up here, right? Auto's got us climbing up through 21,000 feet at 200 knots. We're heading up here, up the California coast. Beautiful weather, beautiful day right now. And we can sit here, drink our coffee, and have a chat. So, yeah, so a lot going on this week coming up. And then in about 10 days, I've got to go on another trip for business. So I'll miss some live stream there, but I'll probably make some content and all that, put it on the YouTube channel before I am away, or maybe even some things while I'm away that I've already created in all of that. One of the things is friends are getting together, and we're starting a new Castles and Dragon campaign, our tabletop role-playing game. So we'll be doing that here come Friday. So a lot of stuff, a lot of fun stuff going on. I'm gonna go out and check out a buffalo farm that's in the area. That's a butcher and all that. They sell the meat and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna go check that out. I think there's even one that's like kangaroo in the area that I might have to check out also. So, but yeah, so stuff is going on this week. Whew, a little bit of turbulence there. So yeah, so we've got right now, I can see it down there on the multifunctional display. We've now got a 41 knot left crosswind. So once we make this turn to the right coming up here, whoo, we are going to pick up some speed. Right now, what are we at? 272 knots. So yeah, we should well be over 300 knots once we make that turn. Check out this. Wonder what is live back here that lets us play around with anything. Well, that's interesting. Gear door drop. That's the emergency. Didn't even know that was there. Emergency handle. Anything up here? Work. TV. Oh! Sweet. Lights. The lights work? Nope. You're not. Nope. I mean, you can do stuff, but they don't. No. They don't do anything. Very cool. Don't want to open the door. That might end well. Wheel controls all looking good. Check that out. Okay. Alternate gear. No. I just want to open the door. Yes. Okay, cool. Good to know. Good to know. All right, what are we going to do? I'm going to come back over here. We're going to go home. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go Bose, and we're going to turn off the active noise canceling. It's neat, but it's like almost too much. I'd almost like to have that kind of that ambiance, right? All right, as you can see, we are climbing up through 23,500. You can actually now see that as we get higher, the indicated airspeed, right, or never exceed now is going to be, it looks like at 225, probably going to get closer to 220 as we continue to climb up here just for a little bit longer, and then we are basically capped out. We are now, there is the California coast. LA is up there, so Newport News and all of that. That's amazing. Port of LA. Just scenery. We'll probably lose all the clouds here as we head east, but we are just about to head east here. Still climbing up, passing through flight level 240, heading to 280, so we're going to go to 28,000 feet. $1 flight level change. Thing is looking good in the neighborhood. .31 knots, still got 31 knots, so we're going to pick up some speed here as we make this turn. And here we go, making the turn, heading east. So we are heading out here to Victorville, California. So I would imagine as we head east, get over the Sierras and all that kind of stuff, that we lose these clouds. It looks like we will too, as you can see the live weather. So this is live weather that I have turned on. It's not obviously live time, but it's live weather. If you want to do a flight in the morning. Looking beautiful out here. Everything's good. November 3-6, Uncle Mike is performing very well. Everything is looking good, making this turn to the east. And off we go. Don't really see any traffic that we need to be concerned about. We've just got a little bit to go here to flight level 280. Our engine now is only at 49%. We climb higher, it becomes much more efficient, but you lose the thrust, but we also lose the drag because we're up here where the air is thinner. So we become highly efficient. All right, what we're going to do here is I'm going to come up here. We're about to come up here to 250. So I'm going to go ahead and reset this to 250. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go, 250. We'll level off now, 250, and watch our airspeed. And we'll set all that up. Go ahead and center the heading bug here in case we need it. So if I need to go into heading mode, everything is set up, and now we are just cruising inland here. Look at all the people. Look at all the people. Look at that. And we are now leveling off here. Flight level 250. And I don't see traffic. Thing is really looking really good. We're now well over 300 knots, so 306 knots over the ground, which is roughly, you know, about what is that, 20%, so 60, so that's like 360 miles an hour over the ground. That's amazing. Amazing. Everything's looking good. I'm just watching the speed here in case we need to go ahead and come on back on the old speed here. Looks like we're going to be settling at about 210 indicated. So with that, I'm just going to go ahead and just dial back on the throttle just a little bit here. Not that much though. I'm going to do about 200 knots indicated, so. We're going to set it maybe right here at 42% maybe. No. Go back to 43%. There we go. I'm going to sit there at 43%. Might hover around a little bit below 200 knots. But remember, we're doing now just about right at 300 knots. We're going to be making another slight turn to the east, which should actually give us more of a tailwind, so we'll pick up that too. I'm going to go ahead and just bug that. So I'm going to go ahead and just say that that's right there. So we're going to settle in at about 195 knots indicated, right just below 300 knots over the ground. So, and as you can see now, we can see the mountain. We're heading out over here. Out here at like 11 o'clock out there, that's the valley. That's where you have Edwards Air Force Base, Mojave. For all you av geeks and aerospace geeks, Mojave, that's where, you know, Rutan and all that. That's where the, you know, the big, I can't remember what it's called now. Big twin fuselage planes could be carrying up, you know, the hypersonic test vehicle and all that. It's been doing tests. I can't remember the name of it. That's out there, Edwards Air Force Base, clearly Edwards Air Force Base. It's out there, probably a little bit further to the north out there at 11 o'clock. So you got China Lake, Naval Air Station, and all that. But there you go, we're picking up some of the mountains here as we cross over. Very interesting as you know, see this. Is kind of a little bit hard to see the mountains because the mountains right here are stopping the weather. There's literally a weather front, you know, a physical barrier. So losing all their moisture here in the mountains and all this, but it's just amazing how you can see how, you know, air, you know, basically gets weather and rain and vegetation can thrive, and then you've got the mountains and then just desert. You know, obviously farther north here at 10, 11 o'clock, you got valley, all that stuff up there. So just amazing, you know. But everything is looking good with our aircraft here. I'll just go ahead. There you go. Got somebody looks like flying around over there at Edwards Air Force Base. Levi Math. There's another human here. Like how they made it where you could actually do that, where you can actually put a hotkey. They can turn off the name tags and all that kind of stuff. Before you had to go in and actually go into settings and turn them on and off. Now it's just a hotkey, which is a lot of fun. So, all right, so 300 knots. We're up here, flight level 250. Got a few little bumps up here because we definitely got a crosswind and stuff coming from our left. Yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying here. So with Castles and Dragons, the tabletop RPG that friends of mine are going to be playing here Friday and starting our campaign Friday. It's all homebrew, so we're not doing a published, pre-made or anything like that campaign and adventure. It's all been made by me. It's all customized based on the characters that they've made, because we all got together a couple weeks ago, but then I had to travel for business, so it's been a while. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it because I like exploring. I like flying. I like video game, I like live stream and all that, but it's really kind of been a resurgence here of tabletop RPG. For the reason being is because I found a group of, they were a group of friends, and they made a podcast over in the UK, and they started playing Dungeons & Dragons during COVID, and they made a little podcast, and I found them and started listening to them, and it was hilarious and a lot of fun to listen to, and so that was an inspiration. Is their podcast, Adventurers Anonymous podcast, and then I was like, well, I want to play. So then decided, okay, well then go learn and let's start playing. So yeah, I'm excited to get into my adventure. I think it's a lot of fun. One of the things that I've been trying to do is think of ways to really make the characters and player one and like interact. And so like the players got to do things in real life as us just, having a good time, to be able to have the action happen in the game, right? So it's not just a narrative. And it kind of brings in the whole role play thing. Now, one other thing that when just Aunt Cindy and I were playing Dungeons and Dragons and kind of just learning the mechanics again and the rules, one of the things that we happened to find was this old candle. And the candle it's one of those ones, just has a battery operated and it flickers, but it melted in the attic. So it's all just melted. It looks like a real candle, so it's all melted now. The plastic overheated, just kind of slowly over time melted. So that's my candle of inspiration. So when the players really do something cool, they can turn that on, and that's their inspiration. And then anybody in the group, if they wish, can extinguish the candle of inspiration and then do any attack, saving throw, any D20 reroll. They can have inspiration. So, but here we are, right down here off the nose, right down here, that is Victorville, or the Southern California Logistics Airport. And so we should be making here pretty soon at the VOR for Victorville, which is on airport property. We'll be making a turn to the right, so I can even zoom in here so you can see. We'll see if it actually loads up. Because this is also really, really good payware scenery, and there's all those fields like on to the northeast side of the airport there. Those are all mothballed or planes in storage. So there's a whole bunch of airliners here. So maybe as we fly over, we'll see what it does from 25,000 feet if it loads any of those. I see some hangars and stuff loading in as we get closer. We'll see what loads in as we fly over Victorville, or the Southern Logistics Airport. But that field to the right of the long runway, the main runway, there right off the nose, that's actually full of planes in storage. So we'll see if it slowly loads up some of those planes as we fly over. I might need to get into a different view. I really don't know. So also, this is a really good instrument landing or approach to practice, because it's I think it's a 12-mile DMER, which is a fun pattern to do, rather than just kind of segmented lines and stuff. Oh, there goes some of the planes are loading in now. There they go. All these planes in storage. So it's really cool scenery too. And there goes our turn. Right over Victorville, the VOR, the actual VOR, is just kind of going off of view to the bottom of the screen. But there's all the planes that are in storage there at the Southern Logistics Airport at Victorville. Very cool. Now we're heading out. So now we're going to cross here the Southern Desert and head to Las Vegas. You can see with the live weather here and everything, I'm just going to go ahead and do a check. Alright, so we've capped out here at 190 knots. Everything's good. We're still, that ground speed's still going to go up, because now we're making this little bit of a turn. Now we got more of a tailwind here, so now we're probably going to inch up closer to 300 knots over the ground as we head out to Vegas. We'll fly right over Vegas, see the strip and everything else. So, yep, there's Victorville now. There is the Southern Logistics Airport. You can see all the planes in storage there. It's really, really cool scenery that they've created. So, I like that airport. I fly there quite a bit, practicing, especially the ILS and stuff. So I just like that. I like that arc approach, the DMV arc approach. So, and see the interstate down there. Bunch of mines. I think that's Apple something. I don't know what, I can't remember. Appleton? Maybe Appleton Airport? I can look over here, but I'll just. That right off the nose right there, that kind of, see how that looks like a triangle out in the desert? That's actually a radar test facility. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's a beautiful flight here. I think I'll just kind of maybe, I think we'll see better this way. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the camera right there as we still enjoy our coffee. Heading out to Vegas. That snow-capped mountain right above the cockpit there, out there on the horizon, that might be Mount Charleston. See as we get closer here. Mount Charleston is the tallest mountain there, just north of Vegas. Been out there, done some hikes out there. I've actually got a little YouTube video of a hike I did out there. You can bury through all of the 500-600 videos that I got on my YouTube channel. It's buried, I think, in a, not really sure where it's at, but it's in there somewhere. There's the bristlecone, I think it's called, something like bristlecone, which is like one of the oldest trees, living trees on the planet, which is right there in itself is amazing. And so you can go hike Mount Charleston and check out the bristlecone trees out there. They're really, really cool trees, and do that. There's also a ski resort up on Mount Charleston, so who knew that Vegas, right, had a ski resort? Look at this topography out here. I mean, it's pretty barren out here. Well, you got snow or clouds, hard to tell up there. Again, this is live weather, so if Microsoft Flight Simulator is getting the data that there's been snow and stuff already. I mean, we are in July. I mean, we are in January here, so there could be snow and everything else like that. But, so I can actually kind of see here. I can come over here and take a look. We fly over here, some of these airports and stuff like that. So yeah, so Apple Valley. It wasn't Appleton. It was Apple Valley. And this is Barstow. This is the town of Barstow, California, right here. Barstow, fairly, I would say, famous for most train people. There wasn't Barstow, we got a big old train place out in California. Not sure, but that's, you see the airport for Barstow out here. So we are just going right up. There's this interstate, I think 15 here at Barstow is where it cuts up to go to Vegas. Interstate 15. So you see, we're IFR here. I follow roads. So, I'm not sure what this one, I'm trying to actually see. So, and then this right there is I-40. So there's Interstate 40 heading out. This is I-15 then, heading to Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas! Viva! We'll probably get some live traffic and stuff like that once we get toward Vegas, because one, a lot of people fly out of whatever the airport's actually called now. I used to know it as McCarran, but I think they've renamed it. So basically Las Vegas Airport, but then also out of Nellis Air Force Base. So two good sceneries, payware sceneries that you can get in Microsoft Flight Sim. So a lot of other pilots fly out of there. So we'll probably get some live traffic out there. So Not to say, like again, if you're like me and you like to explore like Google Earth, you know, Bing Maps, you know, Xbox uses Bing Maps, so you know you can really explore the world. It's amazing. Looking good. November 3-6 uniform my bike here is working good. We are now just heading out toward Vegas. Not going to do an approach or anything like that at Vegas. We're just going to fly over and head over to the West Grand Canyon. So we're going to be making a turn, another turn to the east. Once we get to Las Vegas, if you're interested why I'm looking over here, is because I have looking at Sky Vector. So we have just passed. We're down here. This is Coyote Lake off there. So, and now we're just heading up to Vegas. So that's what I'm looking at when I'm over here. I'm going ahead and looking at the chart. We're going to fly it, like I said, right over. Oh, it's Harry Reid International now. So that's what we are going to be doing here. So. Very cool. So. Yep, there's there. That's Coyote Lake. There is a lot of history out in this part of the country and a lot of things that you can explore. I thoroughly enjoy watching those YouTubers that just, you know, they do all of their exploring of the old mines and the old ghost towns and stuff like that out here in, you know, where the gold rush was. But what's interesting is out here in the Carolinas, this was actually the area of the original American gold rush. But we've got gold mines out here too, old gold mines. There's one to the south of us, there's one to the north of us. Very interesting, the original. And some of it was actually, you know, they did here, then all of a sudden everybody heard about California, everybody kind of went out to California and all that, but then gold was still being found out here in the Carolinas or the Appalachians. So then a lot of people actually came back. So it's kind of like what happens these days, right? You got what we call the half-backers, right? You got the people that, you know, up from the north, they go down to Florida and they go, we just went from one extreme to another extreme, right? North all the way down to deep south. And then they come halfway back and then they end up in the Carolinas and stuff. So, but it's beautiful out here. Actually, the way that even, you know, the maps are drawn, you can definitely tell, like I said, where we're at and stuff. It's just amazing, you know, that, you know, I'm following really the kind of the VFR here. So yeah, it's just really cool to watch and to see and all this. So looking good. We are just cranking. There's the interstate. There's the railroad. We just look around. There's that Coyote Lake again. As we pass out here, there is an old, I think it might be a dry lake bed that's just above the left wingtip. It looks like there's the old Fort Irwin, which is Bicycle Lake Army Air Force. Up there, a little town of Fort Irwin. Yeah, I can see the town right there. Just off the left wingtip. So if you're a flight simmer, or you just want to kind of get into, you know, flying here on the Xbox, stuff like that, but then you can really explore the world. I mean, we've got bush planes, and you can take all these. There's a drone camera, so you could actually program Microsoft Flight Simulator and the sticks on the controller to be just like I've got a little, what do they call it, a little EGI, little Mavic Mini. You can program the sticks on your controller and the buttons to be just like your drone, and you could actually use Microsoft Flight Simulator as a drone simulator. And that right there in itself is just absolutely amazing. So our flight plan, looks like we are about to come up here to another waypoint here in about, this could be about 40 miles or so, something like that, 35 miles. The Danby, been making a turn here. So that is definitely Mount Charleston out there with the snow out here. So I'm not really sure where Danby is. I didn't really program in the exact. See if I can maybe find out where Danby is. Danby. There it is. We got that in, so we kind of get a little bit more alignment between what I'm seeing over here on Sky Vector for our route. So we're coming up on Danby, which is right down here, taking a left turn and heading up to Vegas, and then to the east over here to the Grand Canyon. So that is what I am seeing there. So we are just now coming up here real soon on Danby. So now about 30 miles or something like that. Again, don't really see any traffic. We are still 300 knots. Everything is performing well. The vehicle is healthy, and everything's looking good. So yeah, as I look at even the VFR chart here, just it's really interesting to be able to, to see all of the, where the road turns and makes the joggles and all that kind of stuff. You can actually see it on the VFR chart. So it looks like we're coming up on Baker, and 002. It doesn't even show up on the map for us. Oh, we've got traffic inbound. Looks like probably an airliner on a similar airway almost as us. It looks like they're climbing. So right now it looks like they're, I don't know if that's 300 feet or if that's 3,000 feet below us. What the -4 actually indicates, but you can see their vector. We'll see if we get a warning. That'd be pretty cool to be able to see. Never really seen how that happens here. So I don't know if it, like I said, if that's, now went to -6. Looks like they're descending though. I think that's what the arrow means, that they're descending. So let's see if when it goes to double digits, it does. So yeah, I would say that's every 1,000. So they're now 1,100 feet below us. So we're getting some traffic on the map here. So I don't think they're going to be a concern, but we'll keep a lookout for them here as they show up. So that's pretty cool, because one is you've got real-time AI data comes in, and also other players, other pilots who are flying in the flight sim. So that's pretty cool. So it looks like they're kind of bouncing around here just below us. And now they're climbing. Might be a VFR flight, might be somebody in a military jet or something like that, but you got another person that's descending, but they're way above us. And they're not even a factor. They're on a completely different airway. So yeah, 25 miles out. Definitely looks like they're going to Danby too. They'll probably, I would imagine they're going to make a turn and actually come right toward us. So we'll be on the lookout for them. See if we can spot them here. So, all right. Well, there is the little town of Baker right there. That is Baker with the little. It looks like it's 0 Oscar 2. The designation for the little airport right there above the cockpit. It's Baker, California. All right, but I'm interested in. All right, so 25 miles out, 1,000 feet below us, it looks like. So keep an eye out. I've never actually had this happen before, where I've really had traffic show up and that we can actually try to locate. So we'll see what happens here. It looks as if we're on the same airway, but obviously 180 degrees different. So let's see if they're 1,000 feet below us. Let's see if we can pick them out, huh? Especially if they make the turn at Danby and come down the airway that we're on. Maybe about 15 miles out now. See what they do here. Thousand feet isn't that much of a difference, so it's very interesting. We'll see what happens. All right, 1,000 feet below us. They're at Danby. Not throwing a contrail up. So yeah, about 700-800 feet below us. And right off the nose now. Oh, there they are. They just showed up. Check that out. Look at that. Traffic right there. You can see it. Look at that. Oh, it is so cool. You can see it on the multifunction display, and you can see it there. That is amazing. Oh. And we're making our turn at Danby. So Otto's got us performing real nice. So now we're turning here at Danby, heading up toward Vegas. Alright, oh, we got some interesting things here coming up though too, that are on even the VFR chart here. We got a solar farm coming up that we're going to look like passing right over at Ivanpah Lake. Very interesting. I knew there was a solar farm out by Boulder City and stuff. This is interesting here. Yeah, it's so here I'll show you. Right here, see? This right here. Solar farm. We will have to keep our eye out for that. Yep, there's Mount Charleston with all the snow on it. So look out for all this solar farms. Ocular glare is what it says. Well, wouldn't that be fun if all of a sudden in Flight Sim it models ocular glare? All these little places. You know, like clearly there's an exit at the interstate right here for that, probably. Whatever that is. I mean, look at all these roads. Fascinating. Just fascinating. Well, there's probably the solar farms right there. Yep, that's the solar farms right there. So it's a solar farm with solar panels, but then the dot right above the node there, and there's another one there, another one there. We'll see how they get modeled. But those right there are actually solar boilers. So they basically take mirrors, and then they kind of from the movie, what is it, Sahara? Yeah, with Matthew McConaughey. They take then mirrors and direct the sun, usually into a tower or something like that, where they boil water, make steam, that powers a steam turbine. So that's probably why there's so much, not only the ocular glare from the just solar panels that you can see. That's what these dark patches are, like right above the nose there, probably out over there. Those are all just solar panels. But then these, you can actually kind of see where the solar panels would be on a ring all the way around the plant that's in the middle. So they're directing the sun to the middle to power the boiler. Very cool. Yeah, that right there, that's amazing. See what else we can see. This is out here is Mosquito Lake. Looks like some type of farm, ranch and stuff out there. Looks like it also looks like that out there is Sandy Valley out there, and above the cockpit out there where the farm's at, private Kingston Airport. Yeah, there you're gonna get a better look now of those solar farms. Some type of golf course. But yeah, it's even on the chart. Golf course. See? I'll show you. See? Golf course. It's amazing. Oh yeah, they've even modeled the building. Now you can see the towers. You can actually kind of see from the pictures the rings of mirrors directing the heat to the tower, right? It's just like, go watch the movie Sahara with Matthew McConaughey. That is your assignment for today. No. More solar panels out there. It probably got problems with dust in maintaining the solar panels. It's just most large solar farms that I know and experience typically have issues with environmental conditions. So, all right, we got an airport over here. That airport right down there is G. Two parallel runways. Yep, you can see it there. Ooh, that is a good looking airplane. That is a good modeled airplane right there. Look at the heat coming off the engine. Hey. Alright, let's just go ahead and take a check, see how everything's looking. Everything's looking good. Yep, we are just cruising along here at 25,000 feet. Everything is looking good. Coming into Vegas, we're going to be making this right turn. We're going to be picking up ground speed. We're going to be going almost with the wind here. As soon as we make the turn at Las Vegas, which is right out the windshield here. That is Las Vegas right out the windshield. Once we make that right turn, then we'll just start having to think about eventually descending, but we're going to go over Lake Mead, and we're going to be able to see, should be able to see Hoover Dam. And so yeah, there is Mount Charleston, and it's snow-covered hills. And see what else we can see here that I can point out. I think right above the cockpit out there, that's Red Rock. Is that State Park? Yeah, Red Rock State Park on the west side of Vegas. There is Gene. See if we zoom in here. Yep, there's Gene. Interesting things on the ground there. That's kind of a runway-ish shape. And that right above the window, above the windshield, that's a prison. Looks like condominiums. So the buildings look the same. No, that's a prison. Out in Gene, I don't know if it's California or Nevada. Probably Nevada. I'll have to look and see what that is. Looks almost like a shooting range or something, doesn't it? Right there, above the cockpit. Huh. Of course, a dry lake bed. Pretty cool. So here we go. We are now coming into Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. So I had bestie frenzies that lived up above the cockpit up there. We would take drives up and do hikes and stuff like that up into Mount Charleston. Cool military unmanned aerial vehicle base, like Indian Creek, Indian River, I don't know, something like that. North above the snow there, out there. That's pretty cool. Done flights out of there, but there we go. Las Vegas is coming into view now. Literally, the VOR is right over the airport, so we're going to be passing right over Vegas. You can really get a good view here of Las Vegas. So sing with me. Viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. And yes, you can actually see the Red Rocks and all that. I've done other hikes out there too in Red Rocks. Beautiful place. Beautiful place. So there is Harry Reid, which I knew it as McCarran. There is Lake Mead. Hoover Dam is out over there above the windshield, but we're going to be making a right turn. There's like the Henderson Executive Airport, which is right down here above the windshield. And there is the International Airport. Straight off the nose out there with two parallel runways out there. That is Nellis. Now you can see the strip. So I'm going to go ahead and right here. So we're just going to be taking a look and kind of getting the full picture of Las Vegas from 25,000 feet. Very cool. If you do go to Las Vegas, my recommendation is don't go to you go to the strip just to see it and walk it maybe for a little bit or something like that. The big mega hotels and all that. But what you really need to do is you need to go out here, get off the strip and go out here where you got Fremont Street. Yeah, that's where you need to go. That's Old Town. That's amazing. So, all right. Well, there you go. There is Las Vegas and the strip. You can actually see now how literally Harry Reid, McCarran, the International Airport, Las Vegas, is right down the strip, basically. The strip now is pretty much almost goes all the way out. I have a picture just reminiscing when, like, the Luxor was the last thing. I mean, that they were building the Luxor, the pyramid, and all that. But here we are making our turn to the east, right over Las Vegas. There's Nellis Air Force Base off the nose as we make our turn, fly over Lake Mead and Hoover Dam. We should be able to see, so I'm going to go ahead and go in the cockpit, just confirm that everything's looking good. Yep, we're making our turn, 25,000 feet. We're picking up speed. You can see now that we're 313 knots. We're going to have about a 40 knot tailwind here in just a minute, so we should be getting over 320 knot ground speed. Amazing. There you go, 316. We must get over 88 miles an hour. 317 knots. All right, we'll come back to that. Let's enjoy the view here. Got friends now that live. I have to kind of figure it out where. So our best friends that live out there over the the left wingtip, way out there, they moved and built a beautiful house and all that we visited. That's actually where I made my shitters full gift they live somewhere like I'm guessing somewhere off the right off the nose, somewhere down here in these neighborhoods, I think. Yeah, that's where I think it is. So I really maybe down here. I'm not sure. Somewhere out here. It's in Henderson now, but it's somewhere out here. So you got Bullhead City out here. Oh, there's Hoover Dam. You can actually see it right above the nose there. We'll be able to get a good view of that. There's a neat trail that I still haven't done, but I want to do it, which is the old railroad tracks with the railroad tunnels that kind of go from Bullhead City through these mountains to Hoover Dam. And it was the those the trains that they built to actually take material, you know, through these mountains and stuff to the construction site for Hoover Dam. So very cool. You can see the path there. That's like Bullhead City Path, Railroad Path. I don't know, something like that. That's where basically the railroad was. You know, it would come through. You can see how they would come, but then they had all this, so it came out from where the nose was at, and then they made tunnels that went literally right through those mountains, right to Hoover Dam. So you can still walk them today. It's pretty cool, but I just haven't done it yet. But I really would like to do that. So that's at Bullhead City. More solar farms out here. Those are the ones that I really knew of. Now we're leaving Las Vegas. And yes, Mount Charleston is that tall, so it gets snow, and like I said, has a ski resort and all that. So getting good. Let's jump in the cockpit. Let's see. Do we have no, we don't really have. We have some traffic. I was just expecting a lot more traffic. I was expecting maybe even somebody who was flying a fighter jet or something out of Nellis, just you know, coming up to meet us, check us out. That's happened once during the live stream. I've been buzzed. There's Hoover Dam, the new bridge, and all that down there. There it is. Look at that. That is amazing. It's amazing. It's not like the coolest way to explore the planet. I mean, safety of your home, flying, turn the weather on, off, change it, all that kind of stuff. But there is Hoover Dam. That is amazing. Don't think lake this full anymore. Alright, weather looks good, so we are gonna, because West Grand Canyon does not have any approaches or anything like that, so we're gonna be doing this all visually. I also think that what we'll do is we'll probably, when we come out here, what we'll probably do also is just fly, maybe kind of get a visual, maybe even do like a spiral descent down over the Grand Canyon. So. But you can also now see how huge, right, Lake Mead is. Most people just see it as the stuff that's by Hoover Dam, but then you can see how it has the narrows and then how it opens up. So it's ginormous. Colorado River heading out there, Hoover Dam. Now behind us, right between the detail there. Very cool. Will be a little airport coming up. See if we can see it here. It is Temple Bar. There's also some other ones like Pierce Ferry. If you watch the pilot tuber, missionary bush pilot, and his name's Kit Fox, he's been out to Pierce Ferry. You should be able to see that from the air here. Try to point it out. Taking a look here, trying to find. Well, I see where we're at. So Temple Bar, somewhere right off here off the nose. See if we can see it as we fly over the airport. Temple Bar. It is the identifier uniform 20. Let's see if we can locate that. Oh yeah, I got it right now, right off the nose. There it is, simple bar right there. Right off the nose. Another airport that I could fly into, because there is an achievement here on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 on the Xbox Series X, which is actually to land at 500 distinct airports. I think I've done like 220, so it's about halfway. Alright, start to actually now see the beginning of the Grand Canyon right above the cockpit there, and then moving to the east. And Pierce Ferry, you see how there's like right above the cockpit right there, there's like a plateau. On that plateau right above the cockpit, see there's a flat spot there. That right there is where Pierce Ferry is. We can locate that, because like I said, that is where Missionary Bush Pilot in the real world has taken his Kit Fox on his YouTube channel. So you can see that from the air here at 25,000 feet. I can already see this next plateau right here. That is where we are heading. That is where West Grand Canyon, West Grand Canyon Airport, which has an identifier of 1 Gulf 4. So you can actually see right there, see the X right on the plateau? That is Pierce Ferry. If you watch Missionary Bush Pilot, you can see him, like I said, land his Kit Fox right there, and you can see how the runway literally was just right at the end of the plateau, the mesa. There's Pierce Ferry right there, so it's cool to see. You can see then how Lake Mead and stuff in the Colorado River come up here and then start to make the turn, and then there's the beginning of the Grand Canyon. Alright, so what I am going to do then is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and start stepping down to 10,000 feet. I'm going to go ahead and bug 10,000 feet. And I'm going to go ahead and set vertical speed mode. I'm going to go to 2,000 feet per minute. I'm also going to come back to idle. So 2,000 feet per minute. Come back to idle here. And start our descent. As you can see, our altitude bar there. So we really want to get cranking here. So go ahead and pick up some speed. Go 2,500. Descent at about 180 knots, it looks like. Looking good. Now you can see where on the map where our altitude will actually impact. When we get to 10,000 feet, where that's at, but well past the airport. But that's okay. We're going to go do some sightseeing here, so that's why I bugged 10,000 feet. So there is Pierce Ferry, right out the window there. There is the Grand Canyon, and right in front of us here is where we're heading. That's our destination. We're just at idle here. Descending down 2,500 feet per minute, 175 knots. Looking good. Passing through flight level 220. Let's go ahead and I've got airport in sight, so let's go ahead and bring up checklists. And let's just come down here to descent. So thrust lever is required. Landing field elevation. The elevation is almost a mile high, 4,800 feet. Ice protection, no, we're good there. Altimeter, local settings, good. Seat belts, everything's looking good there. Go ahead and move to the next checklist. Alright, approach briefing, everything's looking good. We're going to be the north-south runway, so we're going to be, with the way that the wind is right now, we're going to basically be landing south, it looks like. Southern runway. Alright, lights as requested, flaps 50%, that's your approach. Airspeed 140 is the approach. And let's just go ahead and refresh our memories on forward landing gear down. Everything is looking good. Chem pressure, ref. VREF plus 10. We got the bugs already on. Turned all the bugs on already. Looking good. And flaps 100%. VREF to landing, everything. Okay. Alright, I'm good. So let's just go ahead and take. There is our destination. There is quite a bit of stuff. There is Guano Point. That's Guano Point out there. It's really interesting. Guano Point is interesting because they actually found a cave back in like the 30s or something like that of bat poop for fertilizer and all that. They made a cable car system. I haven't actually researched it, but I need to. Then in like 1960s, an Air Force airplane actually hit the cables and damaged the cables, and they were never repaired. So basically the bat cave thing died. That actually is where the Skywalk is, the famous little U-shaped platform that's glass. There's our destination right below us. And then you've got obviously kind of the lodging and stuff. So they've actually made some scenery here. But yep, so Skywalk, and then out there, that's Guano Point. You can take a look. I need to research that, like I said, a little bit more. And then here is the beautiful Grand Canyon out in front of us. So just beautiful. How are we doing here? All right, passing through 16,000 feet. Power's at idle. Speed looks good, 180 knots. There's where we are heading. So I think based on the wind, we are going to need to be landing to the south. So let's bring up and nearest airports. So Grand Canyon West, 1 Gulf 4, that is us. And let's go ahead and tune to automatic weather and let's listen and see what that's all about. So 109 at 4. So 109 at 4. So yeah, we definitely need to be landing to the south. So beautiful. All right, so this is going to be all visual here. So I'm going to go ahead and go on heading mode, and we're going to go ahead now and turn to the north, kind of start, I guess I'll say, start our own pattern here. Really should be doing this. I think if anything below 18,000 feet, you actually need to fly the corridors over Grand Canyon, but we've got special clearance today to do this. So I could bring up the Grand Canyon West has runway 17 and 35. We're going to be landing runway 17 here today. Why? Because I can. Remember, 10,000 feet is actually only 5,000 feet above the airport. The airport's a mile high, 4,800 feet. So it's going to be a fun approach here. Alright, bring in some power. We should be start leveling off here at 10,000 feet. Go ahead and bring in some power. Beautiful scenery. Look at this. Beautiful scenery. The North Rim, the Grand Canyon here and stuff. It's beautiful. Wow. Spectacular. Amazing. Alright, let's go ahead and start turning to the west. Basically, we're doing like making our own big pattern here, right? Making our own big left traffic pattern. Alright, I'm going to start slowing down. We are just now starting our approach in the west. Grand Canyon. I'm not sure. Is this placard anywhere? Oh, here you go. Oh, 210 knots? Oh, beautiful. Well then, let's go ahead and put out some speed brakes, which is the gear. That'll help slow us down. Alright, gears down. Runway in sight. Weather is beautiful. Remember, this was live weather that we were doing here. Alright, we'll just kind of keep flying this way here for a little bit. Speed looks good. Alright, I'm going to go ahead now and we're going to dump 50% flaps, bring in some power. Flaps coming down. Power's coming in. Remember, elevation of the field's at 4,800 feet. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and start descending on down here. So I'm going to let Auto do some of the work here still for us. For 4,800 feet, let's go ahead and go 6,800 feet. Let's go 2,000 above. So let's go ahead and start here our descent. Remember, runway 17 is what we're looking for here. Just beautiful scenery. Look at this. Wow. You wouldn't be able to really see this. Look at that trail or road. It's gotta be trail. It's gotta be trail. No way that drops off like that. Or it could be, yeah, or it could be like runoff. It could be like a creek or something like that. So, alright, so we're basically here kind of on a modified left base a little bit. We can come a little bit more to the left to kind of get that left base all situated here. Remember, right off the nose out there, that's where that Pierce Ferry is. Alright, let's go ahead and start making our turn here to the south here. Again, I'll just let Auto, our German autopilot here, do some of the work for us. Alrighty, look at this approach. Beautiful. We have one hell of a wind right now. It's still showing us up here with a right crosswind at 25 knots. Is it gonna be a little thing? So you got the little landmarks out there. Again, that's Guano Point, that's the Skywalk, and that's the lodging, the cabins. So a lot of people, you know, they know Grand Canyon and stuff, and I would imagine people that live out in the area and stuff really visit West Grand Canyon quite a bit, but they're going to probably think about going to the West Grand Canyon. I have never been out there. So, alright, runway is in sight, runway 17. We're still descending down to 6,800, so we're basically looking good in the neighborhood here. Go ahead and tell Auto to come just a little bit more to the left as we shoot our approach here. Alright, Auto, I will take the reins here in just a little bit, my friend. We've got one hell of a crosswind, probably going to have some weird wind shears. We pass over the Grand Canyon, the Colorado River here. Guano Point, there it is, see? Alright, go ahead and turn that off. We're all set there. Good. By the way, this... There we go, that's how I can zoom in. Zoom in real close, there we go. Alright. Still on our descent. Alright. Coming back on the power here. And autopilot's coming off. My airplane. Alright, we're high. I'm gonna idle. Got this hell of a wind. Go ahead and get somewhat stabilized here. Remember the little rule of thumb, right? 90 knots, 500 feet per minute is basically really a nice stable, you know, 3.5 per degree glide slope. So we're going to be shooting for about 90 knots. So we really want, once we stabilize the approach here over the rim of the Grand Canyon here, we're going to want to shoot for about 500 feet per minute. Right now I'm kind of diving into where I want to start my glide slope, if you want to, glide path, if you want to call it. So there is the skywalk right here coming up. All right, flap's coming in, power's coming in. All right, let's go ahead and try to get stable here. Like I said, still got a pretty good wind here. It's right off the nose now, so there is the skyway. That's cool. That is really cool scenery.
500.
All right, so we're a little fast. We're slowing down here. It's getting stable. We're still a little high. Descent rate is still quite a bit. So we'll get, there you go, one red, one white. The nose up, stabilize the approach. About 500 feet per minute really gives you a good, so I'm looking over there at 500. And we're a little low now, but that's okay. We got, everything's looking good in the neighborhood. We're still on speed. Speed's coming down nice and easy. Nice and easy. Flight idle, runway's made. Take the speed off. Work the wind, work the wind. Oh, man. There we go. All right, let's clean it up. Could have made that, but I'm just going to go ahead and roll to the end. So again, this is payware. Look at all the buses for all the visitors and tourists. Looking real good. So this is, like I said, this is new to me scenery. That was amazing. All right. Turn off here. Whew. That's got hell of a nose steering. I'm not really, kind of tough with the trigger. I gotta stop smashing down on the triggers here. Anybody out here with me? Nope. There is no other pilots out here. There they all are over in Vegas. There they are. But nobody's out here scoping out the scenery. Let's taxi back to the hangar. And what we might do, we might get the drone out real quick. Go check out some of the scenery, see what happens, huh? Well, let's go to parking here. Very cool. Alright, so if I come over here, they'll kind of see out the windshield, so that way I know if we're going to run off into the dirt. Alright, after landing, flaps are up, and confirm flaps are up. Stabilizer switches, all that. Engine looks good. Probe heat. Alright, we'll go ahead and just center there in the taxiway again. So, alright, probe heat, all this going to come off. Oxygen master, strobe stays on, everything else. Alright, got a little downhill here. I'm going to go ahead and come off the power. We just roll on in here. How's everything else looking good? Probe heat, external lights as requested, brakes. Alright, so we're good there. Again, just amazing scenery. Looks like that's where they want us to park. Usually in flight sim, it's kind of interesting. They a lot of times that's what they'll do. They'll put the little director animation people figures where they want you to go. So I'm gonna go right there. Why? I don't know if it looks like. Why not? All right, check this out. Look at all those buses. Oh yeah, this thing's got some. Thing's got some mad nose wheel steering. All right, there's where we're going. I said, then I think we'll bust out the drone, kind of like Steve-O Knievo does in his video. This is for a Beech 1900. Why you park me where the Beech 900 goes? I said, what are you talking about, man? I'm like perfect. And there we go. Woo! All right, parking brake is set. And checklist. Shutdown. Thrust lever is at idle. Engine switch goes to off. Oxygen master switch off. Lights are off. Engine okay, off. Engine knob off. And now that's pretty cool. You press this again. Yep. All right, engine knob comes off. Into below. Yep, below. Caps pin. Everything's looking good. I think that's it. I think that's all of our checklist. Just make sure. Oh, a little bit more. All right, gen batteries, parking brake is set. Let's get out of the airplane. Let's get some breath of fresh air. So comes that off, comes that off, comes that off. There is our logbook entry. We're going to continue though. Let's go ahead and come back here now. Oh, let's get out of the airplane. Oh, okay, get out of the airplane here. There we go. Let's open the door. Breath of that fresh northern Arizona air. Okay, let's now break out the drone and let's jack up the drone speed. And now let's take the drone for a spin. Let's take a look at this airport here. Look at that. That's cool. So I think this is mostly on Indian land. Oh, this is like for all helicopter, all the sightseeing. Wow, look at all the helicopter stuff. Okay, that's cool. Cool. More helicopter stuff probably, yep. Maybe, I'm not really sure. There's a lot of it though. Here we are. Let's go take a look. Got some building over here. Okay. Let's go take a look at these landmarks here. These are the cabins. Oh yeah. Okay. That's cool. Beautiful, beautiful. Grand Canyon. See, you can just, I tell you, the drone camera itself is amazing. There's the Grand Canyon. The west end of the Grand Canyon, the Colorado River. Now here's Skywalk. Look at that, huh? Check that out. There it is. I haven't been there, heard about it and all this kind of stuff. Like I said, I think this is all Indian land. So, very cool. Neat place where you go to, ooh, this is like drop. Whoa. And then you come out here to Guano Point, and it should have, yeah, see, they've even modeled it. Oh, look at this. This is amazing. Never been here, but this is so cool. There, but then see, here's the tram system. Oh, check that out. Look at that. You had the tram, then there's another tower for it. But I don't know where the actual cave is. If that's even like, I mean, it probably wouldn't be modeled, but I don't know if they would like, you know, I don't know, put something so you knew where it was at. But I'll have to take a look at that, where that's at. But that's pretty cool. You know, if it made a turn. That is. Well, there we go. So we have done this really cool flight here from Carlsbad, California, out to West Grand Canyon. So that right there was just an amazing little flight out there. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it. It was all new places, new scenery to check out. Oh, excuse me. And all of that. Of course, I do have my other camera over here. Good morning. But here we are back over here. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. And click that like button if you did. Subscribe if you haven't. Comment, share. Come join me in chat in a future live stream. Don't forget about my 500 subscriber giveaway once I reach 500 subscribers. Check out the description below for all of the rules of that. And with that, yeah, because I'm your favorite YouTuber's favorite uncle. I am Uncle Mike. Game on, people. See you next time. Bye. Wow, what a great flight. This was a great flight. Great scenery. Great airplane. That was a lot of fun. Nice flight. Nice to be back after 2 weeks in the real world. Nice to be back. Very cool. All right.